We are off. Let's go. Okay. So welcome in, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Good to see everybody. What's up, Galaxy? What's up, Derek, Tart, Cora, LC, Nevu, Blue Delta, Cats. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Sorry, I had to restart OBS there. I don't know. I think I need to fix my OBS. Something's wrong with it. Just keeps lagging out on me. But regardless, looks like we're good to go. And today we're going to be doing pretty much our final installment of the year for the birthday races to celebrate the 17th anniversary of Super Paper Mario. Today we're going to be seeing some All Pixls. All Pixls, no Tiptron. So this category, you basically start from a new save file and you collect every pixel in the game as fast as possible. Now we have two subcategories because technically the game does classify Tiptron as a pixel. And for those of you who don't know, Tiptron you have to purchase from Francis for 999 coins after you beat the game. So pretty much all pixels, including Tiptron, would be playing any percent as normal, so the normal 4 hours any percent, but you also add on an extra like 40 minutes-ish to do the pit to get Dashel, doing the Piccolo side quest, and then doing Barry side quest, which is not that bad, but yeah, you would have to beat the entire game. So you'd have to go beat Super Dimencio, watch the credits, save your file, reopen it, and then go to Francis and get Tiptron. And you'd also have to get a bunch of coins for that as well. However, this category, we're collecting I believe it's 11. Yes, I think 11 base game pixels, not including Tiptron, which is a much shorter run. We don't have to complete the entire game. We're only going to be playing up to 5-4 just to get Dottie. So it should be a lot of fun. I think this is one of the more unique categories. And it was actually only added somewhat recently, I think within the last year. All Pixels used to just be, play the whole game and get Tiptron, but I think this is a cooler alternative. It's only about like 3 hours long. Oh, cool. That's good to hear, Helia. Yeah, the last run was a lot of fun. Justin did a great job there. Yeah, I finally got those uploaded. I've got, so we did a category extension, a couple category extension races yesterday. I'm going to have to upload that sometime soon. Hopefully I can work on it tonight. If not, I'll do it during the week. And then I'll upload this to YouTube as well, just to get all these runs uploaded. And we did a lot for the 17th anniversary this year. This is the most I think we've done for an SPM anniversary. It was kind of weird because I got a late start to planning it, and there were a lot of different category ideas thrown around, so I figured, getting a late start plus the fact that the actual birthday itself fell on like a Tuesday this year, I figured it was a good idea to just do 2 weekends back to back. And I think it's been a lot of fun. It's good to see a lot of people getting back into this game, and we've seen a lot of new runners as well, which is really cool. Yeah, that is true, LC. Like, you won't notice it unless you watch two runs side by side, but the text does save a decent amount, especially in like a segment like this, like prologue. Oh, no worries, Phantom. I know the feeling. Yeah, I agree 100%, LC. We have a ton of different categories now, and there's even been a couple more ideas that have been thrown out that I'm gonna have to I got a lot left to do for the month, but I do want to run a poll of like potential new category extension ads. Come up with a couple ideas. I know a bunch of ideas have been thrown out, like yo, what's up, Zach? Thank you for the raid. Hope your stream went well. What's going on, everybody from Zach's stream? Good to see you guys. Welcome in. We're doing some All Pixels, no Tiptron. Doing a race between Derek and Phantom. Should be a lot of fun. Hey, true, yeah, you did make up for it today. That was a really good run. That was awesome. And yeah, I mean, it's tough to race a category with Merlin House Clip, because it's like, I feel like that trick, you either get it within the first couple of tries, or you just spend 10 minutes trying to do it. But yeah, to go back to what I was talking about, I definitely want to run some type of poll for a few new category extensions. I know there's an idea for 999 coins but no return pipe, which would be a really interesting category. It'd be a lot different. I'll go ahead and refresh the... There we go. Thank you, Twitch. I bet you can't guess why. Edge, yeah. Expect a lot of Edge moments today. I think that's another thing I want to work on is finding a way to restream without having to worry about ads. Really cool. Alright, yeah, so we've been through the prologue here, going into 1-1. I'm pretty sure this run is going to be pretty normal for like the first 2 chapters. The first major difference that you're going to see with this run is going to come, I believe, after... I think this is the current route, but I think it's after Chapter 2 you go to the pit. But at some point early on, we're going to go to the pit and complete it in its entirety to get Dashel. So, once again, there's certain pixels, there's like 8 pixels that we're going to get no matter what. And then there are 3 optional pixels that we're going to get. Dashel takes the longest because we have to complete the entirety of the flipside pit. And then Piccolo takes a little bit, probably like a couple minutes of just doing a lot of sidetrack stuff, but there's cool routing for it. And then Barry takes like 2 seconds. It's just going back into Chapter 3 after you've beaten it. I will try to get these streams refreshed. I can't tell if this is like my internet. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. I think we're fine. But, yeah, so you have to play to 5-4 for Dottie, and you can actually go get Piccolo, like, right after entering Chapter 5, I'm pretty sure. It's, I did a run just of Piccolo %, like, a while back, and I'm pretty sure you just have to play into 5-1, go to the second room, and that's it. Yeah, no, thankfully we don't have to go to Chapter 6. It should be... You can get it right after entering 5-1. I forget what exactly unlocks, but I think it's just the sequencing to go talk to Merly or whoever it is. Also, to update the grinds, I know the streams have been... I might have to restart the stream again because I don't know what it is with my PC. It's just not agreeing with any of this. But hopefully we won't. But the grinds are done. Derek got 36, which is very good. Phantom got 24, which is probably a little lower than what he would like, but it will be fine. We can still make it work. Alright, cool. I think I fixed it. I lowered the bitrate a little bit. Hopefully that helps. Everything looks to be running better. Are we seeing any life stream jumps? Not today. However, we will... Depending on if Phantom goes for it, we should see Green Bridge skip. Oh, Derek's doing Red Bridge skip? Let's go. That's awesome. Thank you, Derek. Yeah, you won't be seeing any LSJs in almost every category with the exception of Red and Green Bridge skip. Any gold bar? Yeah, we will be doing we'll be doing a couple gold bar clips, a few Thudley jumps as well. That'll come up in Chapter 3. But for now, Chapter 1's pretty simple. Nothing crazy going on. Derek is playing on English, I believe English Wii U, so we're going to see Derek complete 1-2, the intended route. Oh, so I will explain Red Bridge skip. If you look at Phantom's screen, this is the Red Bridge right here. In our category extension, to get past that, you have to do a life stream jump. But Green Bridge skip, which is the next bridge that's coming up, we're going to see Phantom skip that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so Phantom's going to do Shop Clip, which this is the first part of GBS. Going to do some really neat out-of-bounds movement. Going to try the Dark Room movement. Very nice, gets across. Alright, gonna line up with the sign. Again, it's really hard to do this with everything unloaded, but Phantom has pushed himself into a very specific spot, trying to get onto a ledge, which he does. And then you can just climb up to the top and hopefully jump over the gap. Very nice. That's really good. And there you go, that's Green Bridge skip. It looks extremely complicated, and it's pretty difficult, but we have a lot of setups for it now where I think it's... Once you know what you're doing, it's not really too bad. Yeah, that's the only caveat with, that's why you'll never see anyone do that in a run. Just because you have to go back to Flipside to get the life shroom. But I won't rule out some potential find in the future. You never know. So everything you saw Phantom do, that was sort of like a miniature grind. By getting the Fast Flower, You can get a ton of points and a ton of coins there, which is nice. Do we love GBS? I like GBS. I don't know if I love GBS. Alright, so Phantom gonna throw the squig on that trampoline, and we could just jump off the projectile, make it over. So Derek has just lowered the green bridge as you're intended to. You have to go down, get Thoreau as normal, talk to Old Man Watch It, and then talk to the green guy. And that's 1-2. I had no idea Moonrise. That's really cool, actually. Alright, so this is the first boss fight that we're going to see. This is one of Count Bleck's minions, Ochunks. We can just do multi-bounces. Basically, what you're seeing Phantom do is just shake the Wii Remote in midair, and that'll have us do stylishes, and we can just stay in midair with that, and it's a pretty easy fight. He does get a little annoying sometimes. He will throw you. Okay. So this is Ice Cherble Skip, there you go. So you saw Phantom pick up the Ice Cherble and get hit by its projectile. And that leaves it at a higher position where we can jump off it at a very specific part of its animation and just make it up to the door. Saves having to go all the way to the right and jump off the trampoline, and then we can skip this as well. There we go. That was a really good 1-3. So that was Blue Pedestal Skip. There's a small, tiny ledge that you can walk on, and just by walking forward, you know, continuing your momentum forward, we can just flip to 2D under the star block. Yep, that's BPS and it's over. Alright, that was a really good chunks fight for Derek. Oh, okay, got the got the double there. Alright, so this next room that Phantom's coming up to, this is the key early room. So normally we have to go to a completely separate room and move these brown... we have to hit a switch, moves the brown blocks to get a key, but the key's actually loaded in right now, so we can just clip out of bounds. Flip back to... oh, no. I think Phantom could still get it, actually. Yep, nice. That was a good backup. That gets a little scary there, because Phantom was technically still on the seam, didn't come back in bounds fully, but it still worked out. Yeah, GBS really does save a lot. I mean, that whole process of getting Thoreau and talking to the two NPCs, it's crazy.
Choices, how do you pick the right dog food?
What? How do I pick the right dog food? Does anyone have any tips? Alright, cool. Derek got the out of bounds clip. Oh, unfortunately, jump back in bounds. That's a really difficult part of Key early. You have to maneuver yourself into the wall without seeing Mario. Thankfully, though, Derek's getting the clip out every time. I think just jump in a little too early. Okay. That should be it, and... Alright, nice. Yeah, that clip out of bounds. The timing on it is really weird. You sort of have to look at Mario's fist. Okay, so this is our first chapter boss. We're only going to be seeing a few of these throughout this run, but Fractal's probably one of the easier ones we're going to see. The only unfortunate thing about this fight is we just have to wait like 40 seconds before we can actually fight the boss. Yeah, this is the cutscene simulator. And yeah, you can just duck in this corner and you won't get hit. So yeah, the rest of 1-4 after Key really is pretty basic. It's just every room is sort of just one puzzle that you have to solve, and then you get to Fractal. So basically, there's 3 cycles for Fractal. We need to hit the antenna 3 times before he does a spin in the air. And you're going to see Phantom pick up this Frackle, and by standing in a very particular spot, we can flip 2 times here, and hopefully, nice, be able to jump up, hit the antenna that way. That skips having to wait for all the Frackles to spawn again. And doing that 2 times saves a decent amount. Nice. Alright. That was a good Fractal fight, and honestly, that was a good Chapter 1 in entirety from Phantom. I believe this is Phantom's... pretty positive. It's Phantom's first or second All Pixls run, I think. So this is a really good start. It is the first. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, there we go. So that's the end of Chapter 1. Really basic chapter. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 are going to pretty much be identical to the any percent route in this category. But after Chapter 3 is where things get a little interesting. Alright, nice. Derek got the jump. Gonna go for the second cycle jump here. Should be good. Yep. Nice. Okay, 2 really good fractal fights. That's good to see. Alright, so this segment right here is pre-chapter 2 or enter 2. This is one of the longest pre-chapter cutscenes, or segments, I should say, in the run. There's just a lot of stuff to do. Right now we're playing as Peach in Count Blick's castle. It's not told to you at this point, but you're basically in the halls of 8-1. Plus a minute. Yeah, go figure, it goes perfectly in practice. What's up, Manta? What's up, Tart? Hope everybody's doing well. But yeah, basically this cutscene, nothing too important to note. Peach does get teleported away. We're gonna actually... She got teleported to Flipside, so she's gonna join the party here in just a few minutes. But we got a couple things to do first before that. Alright, cool. So, after talking to Merlin there, that Flipside resident talks about a girl who fell from the sky, that's Peach. But instead of following them, Phantom's actually going to go to the shop right off the bat. I believe Derek's going to do the same. I think we're going to see the shop route. But really the main important thing is just to get the Ice Storm here. think that's the only thing. Yeah. So in any percent, you'd get the Ice Storm plus another Shell Shock for Chapter 7, but we're not going to go to Chapter 7, so just getting the Ice Storm for Francis. And additionally, we're going to go down a floor here, talk to Saffron, and we're going to cook the Fire Burst that we got in Bastovius' house early on. Right, there we go. So now we have the spicy soup, and we're gonna go ahead and wake up Peach. We just use the return pipe and then jump off the right side. Oh, okay, cool. You don't shop. Yeah, that makes sense. It really just depends on how you want to fight Francis. There's really, like, you can either use an Ice Storm, you can do it with no item, or I guess if you really wanted to, you could also get the stopwatch in 2-2, the really ancient strat, but it would work. Oh, I need to update that update that command, because there we go. Alright, cool. So now that we're through with that portion, the last part here is just going to put the Pure Heart in its pillar. We have Peach in our party. There we go. And we can just toss that, either the Squiglet or the Squig. We can just toss it right into that little gap there and use it to jump up. And that saves having to do all that movement with Peach. Alright. We're going back into Chapter 2. 2-1. There's not too many crazy things going on in Chapter 2, with the exception of Boomer Skip, which is in this level. And I guess Slim Skip as well. Alright, so in this room that Phantom's going into, we're actually going to see him attempt Goomba Jump, gets it, very nice. So, basically, I believe it's the third, no, it's like the fourth jump. The Paragoomba jumps like 3 or 4 times, and on the last one, if you time your jump at the same time, you could just jump on the enemy and make it up there. It's a little bit specific timing, and there's kind of a route for it where you hit the block to get the PAL pills as well. But even if you miss it, you can just do 3D manipulation to make it up there as well. Oh, Derek got a stake. Power stake. Phantom got a fire burst. Opted to not pick it up. Alright, so Phantom is going to go in this room right here. And after getting in here, he's going to use the Shell Shock and activate it to make it large. And by picking it up, we can stand at a very specific spot in this room. And there's a little gap in the ceiling in 3D. We can just jump into that, and by throwing the shell towards the height of our jump, it'll just hit the switch above for us. And that completely skips having to go down and get Boomer for a minute. So, I should talk about, because we're obviously running all pixels, but the pixel skips themselves are allowed, because at the end of every level that has a pixel skip in it, the game will just give us a Boomer. Like, for example, you're going to see 2 text boxes come up right here. That's basically telling us, you know, you forgot to get Boomer, here you go, pretty much. And we'll start 2-2 with Boomer. So it's kind of like a failsafe that the game has programmed in, but it only works for like 5 of the pixels. There's certain pixels that don't have that failsafe, so if you were to skip like, if you were to complete 3-2 without getting Thudley, then you would just be without Thudley, which is a big problem. Alright, so Derek has a really good amount of heals for the pit, honestly. I think, pretty sure Phantom has a Shroom Shake as well. Yeah, that is true. There's only fail-safes for pixels that we've been able to skip, which is really cool. So we can skip all of the skippable pixels that we know of. Oh no! Oh, that's not good. Okay, well. Gonna watch the ceiling for a little bit longer here. Yeah, that movement, that 3D movement, most runners make it look easy, but yeah, it happens. So that'll give Derek an opportunity to catch up a little bit. And there we go. And pretty much all of 2-2 is just getting this key and opening this door down here. Oh, okay. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Derek, that was terrifying. Okay, cool. Also, yeah, you can jump through the dog there. That's okay. We made it through. Made it through 2-2. So 2-3 is not too bad. We're gonna see Slim skip. Oh yeah, this is our last stream for the anniversary. We've done, I think this is our 5th in total over the last like 2 weekends technically. But 4 of them were community races, and then the 5th was the task premiere. So yeah, we had a pretty big year. I'm really happy with how everything turned out this year. Oh. Okay, I think Phantom could just, yeah, there you go, that works. And just by knowing the code, we can get the 1,000,000 rubies. And you'll notice Phantom's not going and collecting Slim. And that's because, obviously, we were able to get through the lasers without using Slim, but we can also get through the final iron bars that contain the star block here. We can just jump through these without using Slim. Nah, definitely won't be. Alright. So just by jumping at one of the top corners here, there we go. We can just clip through, because that works. And there we go, that's Slim skip, so we're pretty much at 3 out of the 11 pixels in total, which is pretty good so far. But yeah, so the streams are definitely going to continue. We're going to be hosting a pip percent tournament, probably starting sometime in May, to run through like May and June, which should be a lot of fun. There we go. Because that works, yeah. It pretty much does sum up a lot of stuff about this game. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Alright, so 2-4 is pretty simple. We're just talking to Merly, and then we're going to fight Mimi. In between that, we saw Phantom go through the first maze there. There's another maze right after this, but it's pretty easy to do once you just know where you're going. Also, here's Mimi. I hope they didn't mean the spider form. I would hope not. But you never know. Alright, so there we go. We're pretty much through the final maze here. Gonna get some HP. Phantom's looking pretty good on points as well, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so it's time for a game show, of course, because why not? The real Merly is always going to be on the left. It's going to ask us to pick the correct one. If you pick the wrong Merly, it only loses like 30 frames or something like that. Also, yeah, true. So instead of going right to Chapter 3 after this, we're going to see both runners go to the pit. I think Phantom got a double input. Nope. Okay. I'm wrong. That's good. We saved 30 frames. Let's go. Yeah, the points are going to be... They're still going to be important, just in a different way. So Phantom's going to want... What? Cats? What was I saying? Oh, Phantom... Yeah, Phantom's going to want, 60k. Gonna want to hit 60,000 points pretty early on in the pit. Wait for the pit till Bowser carry. It's just faster to go as early as you can because you're gonna see both runners utilize Dashel throughout, you know, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, and Chapter 5 from here on out. Having Dashel for Chapter 3, I would assume, is pretty big and it saves a decent amount. So the sooner you can reasonably get Dashel, the better. Cats, you made a guest appearance. Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to, though. It's just getting Dashel. Alright, there we go. So Mimi has been beaten. That fight is pretty... It's pretty simple. My thumbs weren't made for SPM. I know the feeling. True, that as well. So once we're done with the pit, obviously we're going to have Dashel, but we're going to have, like, 300k in terms of points, which just makes everything go by faster. And really, for All Pixels, the only thing that you would reasonably want for the pit is Boomer. Plus the fact that Chapter 2 is pretty quick to complete. I don't know how much having Dashel would really save. I guess you could technically go to the pit after Chapter 1 now, but I don't know if we'll ever see that, or if it'll ever be worth it for All Pixels. Yeah, we're actually going to see some Dashel gameplay. But for now, we're just playing as Luigi, going through Count Bleck's castle. This is 8-2. The segment is really easy. You just go left in every room. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Well. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh my gosh. I haven't even seen that crash before. Are you serious, man? Oh, man. That's so unfortunate, dude. Yeah, can we kill this version of the game, please? Please. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Phantom. Genuinely, that is awful. We discovered new crashes at the worst possible time, yeah. Oh, that version of the game is so frustrating. Why does it have to be the fastest version of this game? I don't blame you. It's really tough for... I don't blame anyone for not wanting to touch the Wii U JP version for this game. It's just like... It's very frustrating. GG. Well, obviously, thank you, Phantom, for playing through. I'm sorry that happened. That's awful. Well, yeah, so here's... I will explain for anyone who doesn't know. The reason that crash was really unfortunate... So Phantom was playing on the Japanese version of the game on Wii U. Derek is playing on Wii U as well, but playing on English. And that Japanese version, in particular, for whatever reason, there's a pre-caching error where every time that you load into a new room, the game basically loads the next potential room that you could go to. And during that process, the game has like a slight chance of crashing at any time. And unfortunately we saw it there, and we've seen it a lot of times before. It's really unfortunate how common it could be. I don't know if we have like a full documented list of every crash spot, but there's a lot. I mean, you think of how many times that you load into a room. It's just crazy. Also, yeah, everything that LC wrote out there, that's pretty much how you can access the pit before getting Boomer. But we can do it now without the flip ability, or excuse me, right after we get the flip ability, just 10 minutes into the run. Yeah, crashes are just so weird. Like I was really trying to get like a sub 355 or like, you know, some type of any percent PB, but I just stopped because I crashed like 3 times in a row. like 3 or 4 times consecutively, and I was like, I just can't do it anymore. Yeah, it's just tough, man. Like it's really tough when, especially when, even Phantom's case there, like Phantom was on a really nice, that was Phantom's first attempt at All Pixels, and that was like a really solid run to start out with. I mean, it had GBS really fast, you know, key early, got all the, like, their early game tricks out of the way. Really only had like a few, like, the only major mistake was just falling off on accident, but that's only 20 seconds, but that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because of the crash. So that's unfortunate, but thank you again, Phantom, for stopping by. I appreciate it. And true, yeah, it is making emulator more enticing to play. As much as I would like to play on a console, it does suck that the fastest version has the crash problem, but oh well. Thank you for the raid, Phantom. I appreciate it. Also, I have I need to make a solo layout here really quick. Okay. I think we're good to go. I think that should be fine. Except for, hang on. Let me do this. There we go. Okay. Alright. This'll work. Does the Thoreau crash? Oh no. Yo, Flim. Ice Storm's good, yeah. I think there was an Ice Storm and a Thunder Rage. Okay. Alright, so the pit it's pretty similar to like typical pit percent speedrun. Just for pit percent we would stop right after getting Boomer, but in this case you play all the way through chapter 2 since we need to make a story progression anyways. Some unfortunate key luck with these enemies here. They take 2 hits with Boomer. If you have a Fire Burst, you can kill them instantly, but that's really only if you get an RNG drop. Yo, first key. Nice. It sounds good, Phantom. Sorry about the crash once again, but thank you for playing nonetheless. I appreciate it. So, if you hit those springs one time, they'll split into 3. And whenever they split into 3 like that, it's a pretty easy way to get a ton of extra points. That room is pretty simple. That's room 25. That's a room that you pretty much almost need to be at 60k level up, just so you're able to do damage to the Chain Chomp there. There is a backup strat, however, with a Shell Shock. Okay, nice. Doing a pipe jump there. Hopefully one of these enemies have the key. That would be very ideal. Oh, unfortunate. Alright, this is looking to be a pretty good pit so far. Derek is almost through the first 30 rooms here. Just about to get a level up. Fire Burst is nice to have. Just needs about, like, 700 more points. There was an enemy that despawned, so... Okay, that didn't matter. That enemy had the key, but... That first Koopa Shell went off screen and despawned, so if that Koopa Shell did have the key, you'd pretty much have to clear out the entire set of rooms. And then the key would just spawn right in front of the door. This is actually a pretty good strat. Nice. There we go. Oh, wait. Yo, Derek's going for the, Oh, he got it. No way. Holy shit, let's go. That is so cool. Nice, that's really cool. So that's... You don't really see that too often with this game, but to explain it the best I can, if you jump under a low ceiling like that, and you pause while Mario is in that jumping animation, you can actually do the item slide technique. You can switch characters or pixels, and you can just slide out of bounds like that, which is really cool. And it's not too difficult to do under a low ceiling. It just takes a couple attempts. You could technically do it under any ceiling, but if you're not right up against the ceiling, it could be really, really difficult. It's one of the coolest tricks in the game, I think. A stopwatch. Stopwatch isn't super useful, but that was actually a really good key for that room. There's like 2 Longator rooms in this run, and they're both like they can both take a while. So just by flipping to 3D, you can get that that Cursia to fall through. There's a couple different enemies like that in the game. So gonna have to take the pipe there. That's just an unfortunate door spawn. Sometimes you literally have to use the pipes to access the doors for the pit. And I should mention, for anyone who hasn't seen the pit before, most everything in the pit is RNG based. So each time you enter a room, there's a set number of enemies, and the game just randomly chooses which one has the key. So the goal for each room is to clear out every enemy as fast as possible, and just immediately find the key, and then go to the door. There's a couple common patterns, like the door spawns can have some patterns, and they're kind of linked to one another. But most everything else is random. Like which enemy has the key is random, certain enemy spawns are random. The exact number of enemies in each room is always going to be the same, but there's just a lot of RNG to deal with. That was sick. These are, okay, wonderful. These are ninjas. They just, they have a 50-50 chance of turning into a bomb when you jump on them instead of dying, which is really cool. But thankfully that room went pretty well. So those Magic Koopas, their projectiles can be very, very annoying. As you can see, they will just... As soon as they have you in sight, that projectile is going to spawn, like, almost no matter what. Which can make things really irritating when you're trying to jump on them. Alright, so we're through the first 40. So 60 rooms to go. These rooms can be really crazy. Any room that has clubbas in it. Okay, that was a good room, though. So yeah, clubbas, basically, every time you get hit by a clubba, it's 3 damage. And you're going to see clubbas all throughout the pit till the very end. It's just really difficult to jump on those sometimes. Just because they have the... that weapon that they're holding, but... Okay, that's a good key as well. Actually, these have been some pretty good rooms. Nice. Alright, so Derek's close to another level up. 120k is the next level up. That'll be an attack level up. Okay, nice. Wow, that was a very good room. 4-second room, spawned with the door and the key. It's very good. I'm gonna have to use throw here, so if these enemies get on the ceiling, you have to use throw to pick them up. Just using boomer won't reach them. Okay, but thankfully only about 800 points away from the next level here. Should get it in this room. Nice, there we go. Bunch of cherbils to deal with here. I think this is like almost every kind of cherbil. I should mention that every poison enemy in the game, so like the poison cherbils, the poison pokies, all those poisonous enemies will pretty much almost always drop a some type of healing item. Sometimes it'll be a dried shroom, which is 1 HP, and sometimes you'll get like a Peachy Peach, which can be 10. Alright, so we're almost at the halfway point through the pit. Actually, we are. We are at the halfway point through the pit. Alright, so 51. 51, this is a decent room to get a level up chain going. Nice, there we go. So any room that has pigorithms of any kind, The best thing, most of the time, the best thing to do is to flip into 3D. Just because the pigs will fall to the ground and you can defeat them pretty easily that way. Alright, nice. Okay, wow, that's really good. Honestly, RNG for this run, at least for like the last 20 rooms, has been pretty solid. These enemies can be really irritating to deal with, both in 2D and in 3D. Oh, nice. There we go. Cursia key in that room is pretty good. So that room is just a bunch of dark boos that spawn in from 3D, and then one Cursia. Some more springs here for some extra points. It's like a free 3,000 points almost. Nice, there we go. And the key. I believe we're almost at 60 here. I'll do a quick room check. This should be 58, yep. Alright, so this is the Amazy Daisy room. Obviously, this room can get a little crazy. The Amazy Daisy will... Excuse me, the Amazy Daisy projectile will do 10 damage. Which is very scary. Okay, it's not looking good. Hopefully one of these two daisies have the key. Okay, there we go. Nice, we're out. So the next heal is going to be at 160k. Yeah, Derek's just going to use one of the heals. It's a good call. So these Magiblots will tend to spawn like right next to you if they can. They do, their projectiles, however, do 5 damage. Okay, nice. Still about like 10k, a little over 10k away from the next level up. Going into 61. Alright, nice. Wow. There's been a decent amount of first keys so far this run. Wow. Okay. That's a very good room to get a first key in. Those dull bones there, they take a while. This is another pretty difficult room. So both of the Boomerang Bros and the Clubbas will do 3 damage, which makes this room pretty crazy. As you can see... Oh my gosh, okay, yeah. Gonna use one of the heals. Again, just about a little bit under 7k, 7,000 points away from a level. Just this level, or this room, excuse me, gets insane. Okay. Yeah, just gonna use Boomer here. Alright. That was a pretty unfortunate room, getting the last key there, but... Okay. Wow, all these enemies are on the ceiling, that sucks. Oh, okay. Yeah, gonna use another heal. That's really unfortunate. I know Derek didn't want to do that, but sort of have to at that point. Okay. That was just a really, really tough spawn pattern to deal with all the enemies on the ceiling. I've never seen that many before. Cool. Gotta love when the key falls through the floor there. Okay, should be... Yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay. So 67 here, this is another elongator room. Alright, cool. Got the key there, looking to just get into the 70s here. Almost there. This room can get a little crazy, because every shell does 5 damage, but... Okay. Yeah, I believe it does have to go all the way around, unfortunately, for the door, but that's alright. What's up, Flash? Yeah, so to update everyone, this was a 2-person race between Derek and Phantom. Unfortunately, Phantom crashed right before the pit, which was really unfortunate, but Derek's still going. I believe about, yeah, plus a minute 50 on PB, but I think it's still possible, though, if the pit goes, like, really well. Nice, there we go. That's a really cool super boomer strat there. Works really well in that room, because you can just get all those curses on the bottom floor there. So the Rough Puff room, there's a lot of enemies here. Ideally, if you're going to take damage, it's better to do it from the Rough Puff itself rather than the projectile. I believe the projectile does like 4 damage, while the body only does 2. Those are really difficult enemies to defeat otherwise. Alright, 76. Bunch of boomboxers. A horsetail drop. So pretty good item drops for Derek. Alright. Down to 5 HP, but Derek does have a few heals. The next level up is going to be 200k, so about like 9,000 away. A little under that. Yeah, just going to use that horsetail. These Magiblots can be really annoying sometimes. What Derek's trying to do is like get them to spawn, like you saw right there, like towards a corner. Either an edge of a block or in this corner. You just jump on them easily that way. But they really like to not cooperate sometimes, which is cool. What's up, Nick? No more Tiptron. Tiptron is gone. Nice. There we go. So might have to use one more heal, but I believe Derek's got like 2 or 3, which is good. Nice. Okay. Oh, down to 1 HP. Okay. Should be good. In peril going to the next room. I know Derek really wants to get the level up. But yeah, just gonna use the power stake. Gotta be safe with it. It's really unfortunate to use it that close to a level, but gotta do what you gotta do. Nice. Should just be a couple more enemies away from the level. And then once you get to room 89, you're pretty much set for the rest of the run with the Shell Shock strat. Yeah, these Magiblots in particular This would be terrifying to do with 1 HP. Oof. Yeah, those projectiles do 6 damage, which is just really crazy. Nice. Okay. Gets the key. So we're into the final 20 rooms here. Which, the enemies, as you notice, have kind of gradually gotten increasingly more difficult to deal with. Okay. Hopefully this last Spania has it. Of course it doesn't. That's okay. Well, gonna have to kill these Schlorps. These Schlorps in particular take, they need Boomer 2 times. Alright. It's an unfortunate last key, but that's alright. Okay. Yeah, definitely gonna use that. That's like the one caveat of poison enemies that are actually pretty nice. That was a sick jump. Holy shit. Yeah, the one good thing about the poison enemies, like I mentioned, is that you're always gonna get a heal. Pretty much almost always, so. This room in particular is... This would be a very good room to use like a Mighty Tonic or a Hot Sauce. Some attack doubling power-up, but unfortunately those are pretty difficult to come by in the pit. You usually need a an item drop or Flim to be really nice to you. Huge egg drop. Okay, these these ninjos, dude. Lovely. Where's the key? There it is. Alright, so here we are. So Derek's actually going to do the Super Boomer strat, and it does work. Nice, there we go. So you can, if you have a Shell Shock and you spawn up top, you can alternatively use that and get a massive level up, but unfortunately I think the next level up is like 250k. God, that hitbox is so unforgiving. Yeah, it has to. It's really difficult to try to jump on one of those ledges with the hitbox facing you like that. Alright, so we're in the last 10. The 90s just get really hectic. There are a few rooms that are, like, pretty much a joke, but a couple rooms are just enemy spam. The really important one late game is 98. Thankfully, Derek was able to get an ice storm and hold on to it, which will be good to finish out room 98 pretty fast. These fire bros can be a little annoying to deal with. Down to 3 HP. Yeah, just gonna have to use the long last. So the animation for this is a little long, but it is worth it. You gradually gain like 20 HP or 25, something like that. It's a really good amount of HP. Alright, gonna do another Super Boomer strat. God, the enemies are just refusing to fall down. Okay, nice. That was a really good heal drop. Got the key as well. Alright, just a couple more rooms to go. So 97, again, really difficult. Nice, let's go. Got it first try. Oh no, fell out of bounds. Yeah, this jump looks really, really difficult. But still impressive, though, getting the clip out of bounds like 3 times. So yeah, this is the hardest room in the run. Okay. So just gonna try to get... Okay, he's got 2 Ice Storms, so good to go for this room. There is a way to get all 4 of these red chomps on screen for 1 Ice Storm, but it's a little difficult to do. Oh, that's right, yeah. I keep forgetting this is All Pixels. Derek's actually going to save that Ice Storm for Francis. Alright. 99, final room. Tons of Magiblots. And there we go. That's like almost every enemy in the room. Nice. Alright, cool. We're through the pit. So one final boss of the pit. This is Ractail. If you remember the Fractail fight at the end of Chapter 1, this is the exact same thing. Just a little more difficult. Because Ractail will do like 10 damage on multiple occasions here. Like 5 or 10 damage, so the damage output is increased, but it's still a pretty easy fight. Yeah, that pit was like, the RNG was really up and down. Like, there were some rooms that went very well, and sometimes it just was last key. Yeah, they wanted a final boss for the pit, but they did not want to make something new. So here we are. I forget if I talked about this earlier on the first fight, but you can just damage boost. If you take 3D damage right there, just time your 3D flip. You can take damage and jump through the head. Saves a little bit of time. So we're going to switch to Peach here and just use 2 Fire Bursts. So since we have Peach now, unlike the first fight, we can actually just float across and make it on the antenna that way. And the Fire Bursts do 5 hits each, so we can just finish the first cycle right away without having to see any of the Rackle enemies. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. That would make sense as a reference. Unfortunately, there's not much story that goes into Ractail. Alright, well, there we go. We are through the pit, and we get our grand prize. Probably the best addition to this run. Our first optional pixel, Dashel. So I'm sure everybody knows about Dashel, but yeah, pretty much hold the one hold the one button and you just run as fast as you can imagine. Extremely useful pixel. If there was a way to get this pixel without spending 40 minutes in the pit, this would be done. It would be done at any percent. Alright, so one thing that Derek is going to do is go get the, or never mind. I actually don't know the route, so I'm going to be sort of live reacting to this, because I haven't seen a full route. But yeah, we'll be going here to, put the Chapter 3 Hardness Pillar. And I don't believe we need the, HP Plus, because we're not doing, like, any crazy coin route stuff. Plus, I'm pretty sure we have a ton of coins from the pit. Two coins short of feeding the meatball. Oh no. Alright. Well, here we go. Switch to Dashel, and we are on our way back into the actual game. To Chapter 3 we go. So Dashel is going to make the final 3 chapters of this run much easier to deal with. There's a lot of really neat Dashel strats that we can do that you would not normally see in any percent. There's a lot of jumps as well that become significantly easier too. Alright, so that is Barry, but we actually can't get Barry until we beat Chapter 3, so we're going to come back here, just enter 3-1 at a later point. As you can see, Dashel is already, like, insanely good. Insanely helpful. But yeah, we'll just re-enter Chapter 3, and it takes like a minute to get Barry. It's not too bad at all. There we go, we're already close to the Bowser fight. Alright, so the Bowser fight, you know, typically in any percent, we're worried about getting to 60k for this fight. However, as you're about to see, thanks to doing the pit, just 3 hits. And actually, if you're able to get to like 300k in the pit, I think that's only like 2 hits. But it's no big deal either way. It's still a really fast fight. Alright, cool. So that's 3-1, and again, you're already seeing how great of an addition that Dashel is, because it just makes a lot of the general movement that you see in any percent just go by so much quicker. And swimming underwater, Dashel completely changes swimming. Normally, you know, we go up to the surface and jump out of the water. However, if we did that while trying to use Dashel, we would not keep Dashel's speed. We'd go back to Mario's normal run speed. So it's actually faster to just stay underwater here. Alright. So we're currently at 4 pixels, but we're about to make it 5. Because we're going to get our Okay, that was really, really good room. Wow. That was so good. Yeah, that RNG was very, very good. Alright, so this is Thudley. Most of you probably know about Thudley. But yeah, we will be utilizing Thudley jumps somewhat throughout the run. Not as much as we do in normal any percent, but obviously we have to use Thudley at certain points, like here. And I believe we're going to be using Thudley jumps in like 3-3. But thankfully not nearly as many as as any percent. I believe Derek picked up the gold bar as well, so we'll be doing some gold bar clips. So throughout the rest of the way, you're gonna notice constant switching back and forth between Dashel and whatever pixel is needed for the upcoming segment. Derek's actually gonna stay as Thudley here because we do need Thudley for the upcoming fight. So in some instances, switching to Dashel would not be worth it, just because we're gonna have to do another All Pixel switch soon afterwards. Alright, cool. So this is the blooper fight. Should play out pretty much identical to how you see it in any percent. Unfortunately, took a little... Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that fire hit just didn't go through there at the start. Yeah, just gonna do the old strat here. Alright. So going into 3-3, we should see just a handful of Thudley jumps. Alright, nice. That was a good outside portion there. Got the character switch as well, which is good. You can actually time how long you hold Bowser's Fire there, and switch to Mario before the cutscene. Alright. Going up, gonna be doing the first gold bar clip of the run. This will be tree skip. Skips the entire inside portion of this tree. Just gonna clip out of bounds, and by using Boomer, there we go. Alright, so this Dimentio fight, we're gonna immediately switch to Bowser here. Should take, like, literally one more hit. Oh, that's unfortunate. There we go. Yeah, the fights are gonna go by very quickly, now that we have so many points this early on. Alright, nice. There we go. And that will do it for 3-3. So if there's any level that goes by significantly faster with Dashel, it's going to be this one, because this level is full of just ridiculously long hallways. And it's just tons of running back and forth, so it's very good to have Dashel here. Nice. So we picked up the 300k level up there. Gonna do a gold bar clip here. Oh, okay. I have no idea what happened there. Alright, there we go. Alright, so these Meowbots, you have to answer with the correct code. This one is 2323. The other code is 2828. And if you answer incorrectly, or even just back out of that menu, you'll be sent to the very bottom part of Fort Francis, and it loses like multiple minutes. So it can be really annoying dealing with double inputs there. Walked out of bounds, I got you. Oh no! Wait, what? Hello? Dog, what? I have never seen that in my life! I did not realize that that was a respawn point back there. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, just normal things happening at Fort Francis. Alright, so we can skip the Thudley jump here by using Dashel, which is actually really cool. Yeah, didn't know this was a glitch hunting stream. Alright, cool. So, we have the 2 keys now, so we can open Francis's room. We just have to run all the way back. Thankfully, we're saving so much time compared to any percent with Dashel. Alright, so we still have to go through this whole dialogue of the dating simulator with Francis. Alright. So there goes the graphics card. And we're gonna fight Francis here. And I believe Derek has an ice storm saved up for this fight, which makes things a lot easier. My graphics card, yeah. It should work, yep. Okay. I think... Yeah, since we're so leveled up, it's... you could just jump on him. You don't actually need to, like, push him into a corner or anything like that. So that's cool. The most in-touch Nintendo game. Yeah, this whole chapter is just filled with so many gems. It's always fun to like read through all the text dialogue for chapter 3 because it's just like it's just so funny. Alright, so that's going to wrap up Chapter 3, and I forgot to mention, that was once again another pixel skip. Carrie was in that level, but by doing the gold bar clip in the spike room, we could just skip having to go get Carrie. So I believe our count for pixels, we have Thoreau, Boomer, Slim, Dudley, Carrie, and Dashel. So we're still looking for Fleep, Cudge, Dottie, as well as Piccolo and Barry. Yeah, so I mentioned it earlier, but for 5 of the 8 mandatory pixels in the game, this game has a failsafe where if you complete the level, you know, say without getting Carrie, there's you can actually see 2 text boxes right after you beat the level that tell you about this pixel heard about, you know, your journey, basically saying that you know, skip this pixel and we're just gonna force Carrie into your party. As you can see here, Carrie's our primary pixel. So it's sort of like a failsafe that the game has in place, where if for whatever reason you complete the level without getting that pixel, it'll just give it to you. But it doesn't work for every pixel. For Thudley, Fleep, and Cudge, that failsafe doesn't exist. So you would just be without those pixels if you beat their respective levels, which would actually be a bad thing. We're gonna gold bar clip out of bounds here and just land all the way down here, and we can get to the Chapter 4 pillar. And I believe with Dashel, we can actually... Yep. We can hit both of these before the 3D meter. Yeah, most instances, it would be a soft lock. For example, like, if we didn't get, you know, like, let's say we didn't have Thudley right now, we wouldn't be able to spawn this pure heart pillar. Like, there's no way to, at least not as we know, there's no way to spawn it without using Thudley on those 2 pegs there. Same with Cudge, like breaking the yellow blocks, there'd be no way to do that. Because the yellow blocks in this game are tied to, like, cutscene triggers. So. Oh, Barry. I forgot this is the point we're supposed to get Barry. Whoops. Alright. It's time. We're finally giving Barry some love on this stream, for like the first time ever. Barry Skip has always been a joke, but it's time to actually get Barry. Barry's actually a pretty neat pixel, and can actually be really useful, especially like in the pit. But I don't believe there's going to be that many points where we're actually going to see Barry get used. At least not in this run. Oh yeah, that's right. Dude, honestly, Derek, I forgot the order too. I forgot. I completely forgot that as well. Yeah, I gotta go into chapter 4 so that we can get kicked out and told that we can't breathe in space. Because this game loves sequencing.
What?
Okay. So now that we're out of chapter 4, we have to go to Merlin. And basically Merlin's gonna tell us that this kid has a space helmet, but he's using it as a fishbowl, so we gotta go get it. Alright, so now that we have the fishbowl, we're gonna go down this elevator here, drop the fish off into the water here, and then we'll have the space helmet. And after that, we are good to go for chapter 4, finally. Alright, so using Dashel in space is another really big time save. Alright, so these rooms are gonna go by a lot quicker now. We also don't have to try for animation skips or anything, because we're not on carry. Alright. So we're at a 4-1, and going into 4-2. And there's no 4-2 grind, so that is, like, the best thing ever. Alright. So we're now about to use Dashel with the Fast Flower, which is just crazy. Super speed. And now we can just sprint through this room. Yeah, so that is the 4-2 grind room with all of those boomboxers and fuzzies all over the place. It's one of the more infamous rooms in any percent. But thankfully we can just sprint through it 2 times in this category. Nice. That was really good. Yeah, the Dashel strats in this chapter in particular just save so much. Like, we just skip having to do so much stupid stuff. And then we can get Fleep. Alright, so we're looking pretty good on pixels right now. We actually have 6 of the 8 mandatory pixels, and then we only have 1 optional pixel left. So we're down to just 3 more pixels for the run. Dang, that was a huge gold. Yeah, it was a really good 4-2. Yeah, as far as I know, I think this is the only game with boomboxers and a lot of different enemies that you'll see all throughout the game. Like the little longators that stick out their necks. You can go down the whole list of tons of original enemies. This game definitely took a lot of risks and a lot of creative freedom, excuse me, and I do love it for that. I hope whenever they make a new Paper Mario game, they take the same creative liberties. And this game, honestly, compared to all the other Paper Mario games, this has probably the most unique art style, if I had to guess. Just even looking at the backgrounds and stuff, like all the details that they put in. Alright. So we had to go purchase that Choco Bar just to give the squirps. any of those 3 Choco bars in the shop would have worked for this, but if you happen to hand Squirps any other item, Squirps will just toss it away. You won't be able to get it back, which can really suck. Alright, just like that, we're through 4-3. I heard a sound effect of one of those enemies that happens sometimes when you hit the star block in that room. Alright, so 4-4 will be a little interesting. You just make that jump with Dashel, it's pretty cool. I think you can make this jump with Dashel, yep. There's just so many jumps that you don't have to worry about anymore in this category. Alright, so I think Derek is still gonna go for the chest strat. Because it still saves time in All Pixels. Probably doesn't save as much time as it does in any percent since we have Dashel, but either way, it's still time save. we can actually outrun the camera in this room. Yeah, the Tyloids are not in any other game. Alright, so basically what Derek's gonna do is switch to Thudley, and with one 3D bar left, I'm gonna flip back to 2D and do a Thudley jump. And once you get the Thudley jump, basically, by jumping forward and pressing the home menu, we can force ourselves to take damage. And unfortunately didn't get the momentum upwards, but our goal is to basically take damage and boost ourselves into the chest, and if we interact with a chest while taking damage, it'll just open. That should work. Nice. There we go. That's the key. So that one is the, that one's way more difficult than the next one, just because we have to do a Thudley jump. Yeah, the whole menu strats. We'll see. Oh, dang. That was really close to working, actually. I think Derek actually did the, yeah, skip the door animation there, which is cool. So, you can also open these chests with Throw, and technically, you can also use Berry. So you can use either or in that scenario, but mostly everybody uses Throw. Another door animation skip, love to see it. Alright, so this is Mr. L. This is our next boss fight coming up here. And we can just pretty much jump on him. There we go. That fight is not too big of a deal at all. Alright. Then we can immediately start the robot fight here. Since we're already super leveled up. Oh no, that's unfortunate. But yeah, since we're already leveled up, we can just do a ton of damage right off the bat. The fight should be over here in just a couple more hits. There we go. I took damage right on the cutscene there. Alright, there we go. So we pretty much sprinted through Chapter 4 there. And we just have one chapter left. The 2-button challenge flashbacks. I think in the 2BC, if I remember correctly, I think I watched it. It was like, it just took a little bit. Because you obviously can't press, you have to press 2 to use Scorp's attack there. But instead of doing that, you would have to do the Thudley hits above Robot. So it took a little bit, but I believe they got it done with no 2 presses, which is cool. Alright, so since we're in pre-chapter 5, we are going to make our way to Flopside. And we'll be doing the gold bar clip here. There we go. Alright, so we don't have to go to the shop in this category. So we could just go left here and talk to Norum.
Oh.
And we are going to buy the pipe here. We do have 300 coins, so... this pipe that connects flip side to flop side, we're only going to be using it, like, 1 or 2 times, but it's very useful because we need to go back to this house that we're standing right in front of. And you will see why in a little bit. Yeah, feed the meatball in 241.40. Let's go. GG. Alright. So we are on our way here. Right after this cutscene, we'll be on our way into Chapter 5, which will be the final whole chapter that we're going to see for this run. So, once we get into 5-1, that is when we unlock the sequencing to do the Piccolo side quest. So, right after these cutscenes in 5-1, as soon as we leave that first house, we could technically use the return pipe and go get Piccolo. However, we're not going to do that because we still have 2 more base game pixels that we have not gotten yet. So we're going to be playing through a little bit of Chapter 5, and then we'll go finish off with Piccolo.
What?
Alright, so 5-1 is pretty simple. We're just going to be running through all these rooms, and in the last one we'll do a gold bar clip. So, we did the first block puzzle code, and this block puzzle that you see on screen is just so long for no reason, so we're just going to gold bar click through the wall. And there we go.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is another one of our old grind levels, but again, since we did the pit and we're just over leveled, we don't need to do anything here. Oops.
Yeah.
Alright. So 5-2 goes by fairly quick. And again, we're just picking up the stone tablets. But we do get our next pixel here at the end of this chapter. That movement was awesome. Holy shit. Alright, so we're going to use Bowser Thudley in this fight. Should only take a couple hits. We're still a little over leveled than what we'd normally be at this point. We wouldn't be at 300, but we would be closer to like, probably around like 220 at this point. 220, 230. So we have pretty much one extra attack level up than what we normally have. I think just like one more hit, yeah. There we go. Using Thudley there, at least getting one of those Thudley hits just saves so much. Alright. And with that, we can get the final stone tablet. There we go. Alright, there we go. And after putting the stone tablets in, we'll get our next pixel, which is Cudge. Alright, and there we go. So that'll do it for 5-2. We have 9 pixels. We just have 2 more to go. Yeah, we're getting close to the end of the run, actually. We've got just 2 more pixels left. We've got Dottie. Currently we're in 5-3, so we got to play through 5-3, but we're going to go to 5-4. And we aren't going to do scanner skip or anything. We're just going to go down and get Dottie like we normally would. And immediately, we're going to use the return pipe and go do the Piccolo side quest, and that'll be it. Another instance of getting the fast flower and using Dashel. And also, you are seeing this correctly, we are not going to take the minecart. So that's another cool thing about having Dashel. It's technically faster to just run across this than watching the whole cutscene. But it's only on this one in particular. The second minecart, we do not skip because that minecart ride has, like, I think it has, like, a low ceiling that we can't get past by walking, so we pretty much have to take that minecart ride. Also going to line up for the Fleep Ledge cancel here. This is the only, I believe the only Fleep Ledge cancel of the run. We're just going to try to talk to this guy. There we go. So if you use Fleep on a ledge, you'll spin back to 2D, but Fleep's, you know, like Fleep's use won't actually activate. So basically what that does, you know, give it a refresh really quick. There we go. But yeah, during the camera's transition back from 3D to 2D, we can hold up and interact with, like, almost anything. We can interact with doors, items, NPCs, and that's how we were able to talk to that guy from across the room, because we were on the same Y level as him, pretty much. Yeah, Dashel just saves so much time. If there was a way to get Dashel without having to complete the entirety of the pit, and it didn't take too long, we'd definitely do it in any percent. Oh yeah, so this minecart ride we have to take this one. Oh, there is one more FLC coming up. Okay, cool. Alright, there we go. So we talked to both of Flint Cragley's camera crew there, so we're going to go back and get the key now. And there is one more minecart ride, and we will be using Dashel for that one as well.
Oh.
Alright. So we're going to switch to Peach for this room. And we can actually do this with Peach and Carrie at any percent, but obviously with Dashel it's just way easier. And there we go. It saves a lot more time with Dashel. Gonna use Cudge here, and that'll be it for 5-3. So we are about to enter pretty much our last new chapter of this run. We're gonna enter 5-4, and typically this is the level where in any percent we would do scanner skip and go fight Crocus. However, we're not gonna do that. So there's a lot of things that we skip by doing scanner skip. And one of those things is going down and getting Dottie. So that's really our primary goal here. We just want to get Dottie as fast as possible and get out of here. So that's where we're going to go. Let's see Derek. Go down here. And there is going to be a room here on the bottom right in this room that we're going to go into. Or, excuse me, that's right. God, it's been so long. I forgot we have to get the key for it first. Alright, yeah, so using Fleep on that little goal on the wall there. That'll give us the key. And there we go. Also, the music's gone, which is cool. And there it is. Alright. One more pixel down and we have one left. And off we go. Alright. So one more pixel left. And that is Piccolo. And there is a pretty lengthy side quest to go get Piccolo. That starts actually in Flopside, and that's why we got... or we unlocked, rather, the blue pipe. Fed the meatball, if you will. Sorry, it does not start with Burley. Or no, it does. Yeah, my bad. We do have to go there, but that's next. Okay, so by talking to Merle on the other side of the crystal ball here, she'll basically give us this side quest where I believe she needs her crystal ball back or something like that. So she sends us back to Flipside, to her counterpart in Flipside. I believe it's Merlovely. So, Merlovely's willing to give the crystal ball. However, she would like, I believe it's a training machine back from Bastovius. And you'll remember we met Bastovius in Chapter 1-1, so we gotta go talk to Bastovius, and you can kind of see where this is going. So, Bastovius, again, willing to give up the training machine. However, he would like us to go to Old Man Watchet in 1-2 for a you-know-what. The game literally calls it you-know-what. That is the name of the object in this game. Yeah, this pixel is optional. This is the whole side quest to get Piccolo. This is the last optional pixel that we have left. And the final pixel that we're gonna get in the run here. Whoops. Yeah, that's right. The you-know-what is like it's in the icon of a CD. The training machine is, I believe, the icon of either a GBA or a DS, one of those two. Pretty sure. Alright, so we're talking to Watch It. And once again, he's willing to help, but he wants an autograph from... God, I forget her name. I forget her name, but it's the final room of 1-4 after you beat Fractal. Merlumina, I think is the name. I think that's how you say it. So we have to go to the end of 1-4, final room, right after we beat Fractal, and get Merlumina's autograph. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the this is the final FLC. I forgot that we do this. So instead of having to activate all those buttons up top, we can just do an FLC here, get into the door. There we go. Yeah, Restreamer's got to pull up SPM wiki to remember names of the characters. This guy's washed. Alright, cool. Well, here we are. So, just like before, we have to stand under this final platform, or I guess we could run around. Yeah, true. Not wrong. So anyways, we go through an even longer cutscene this time. Mario falls asleep twice. Tragic, but... There we go. So we get the autograph, finally. After talking to like 6 people. Something like that. We finally have an item that we can bring back to somebody. Dude. She knew they were washed. Real. Alright, so now that we have the autograph, we can go back to Old Man Watch It in the Old Town. Alright, there we go. We can give Watch It the autograph, And he will give us the CD. Alright. So now that we're back to Vestovius, we can give him the you-know-what. And we get the training machine. So now we can go back to Flipside. And we can go talk to Merlovely. Alright. So now that we gave Merlovely the training machine, you can see where all this is leading to. We have the crystal ball, and we can finally, you know, like we wanted to in the first place, we can finally give the crystal ball back to Merly. So, in return, Merly is thinking about what to give us, and she just has this old key lying around, so just give us that. That's cool. And there's actually a door, or excuse me, a house in Flopside that you may have noticed every time that we go through the mirror hall. Should be right back here. And it's a locked door. So now we can finally open this house and see what's inside. And there we go. There's our pixel chest. And here is our final pixel of the run. So this is Piccolo. I don't even know how to describe Piccolo. And there we go. That's time. GG's. It was a 3:14:34, I believe, on Derek Splits. There we go. So yeah, that's what Piccolo does. If you use that around certain blocks, you can solve some puzzles. If you use that around certain enemies, you can make them fall asleep. It also changes your sound effects, as you can hear. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all Pixels, no Tiptron. So obviously, Tiptron not counted in this category. So we don't have to complete the entire game. We only have to play up to Chapter 5. So it's a pretty fun run. I recommend it. If you're looking to practice the pit, practice the first half at any percent. It's a cool category. So yeah. That's pretty much it. GG's, Derek. Thank you for playing. Appreciate you sticking it out, finishing it. GG's Phantom as well. Go ahead and shout out. Dude, I did not realize the sound effects changed. It's really cool. You go ahead and give Derek a follow there. He's a really cool runner. GG's to Phantom as well. Phantom crashed early on. With the route change, yeah, so the biggest change for the Tiptron category, we do have that up. It would just add pretty much 2 hours, 2 extra hours to the run. It'd be like a 5-hour run, because you have to get Tiptron, you need to beat the entirety of the game. You need to go beat Super Dimentio, watch the credits, and then go back into the post-game state and purchase Tiptron from Francis for the max amount of coins. But yeah, there we go. So that's going to do it for us, and that's pretty much going to wrap up the SPM 17th anniversary weekend, or 2 weekends for us. It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody who's come out to these streams, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it, had a good time. Um, I'm going to be taking a short but much needed break from restreaming, but I will be back soon within about like probably a month or two, because we're going to be hosting a Pit% tournament this summer. And if we have any other events that we can host on this channel, we'll definitely do it. So